Welcome back to Coming This Summer. JB Martin over there, Ryan, super bad.
That's me.
Rage Sharp.
Nice. super rage.
Super Rage.
Yeah, super mad.
Super mad. Super mad is super mad.
We got to do a limited edition being in super mad shirt.
And we say being super mad, but we'll just it'll still be the same font. Sorry, we're still fired up over.
That's my spin-off show when none of this works out.
Live from the Skyway every day.
Being super mad. Yeah, live from Skyway Studios.
I'll do it. So we're just fired up. Check out our She-Hulk finale review. Hint, it wasn't good.
Maybe it was a little hot on
you were a little hot, but it wasn't good. So
rightfully so.
Between the hurricane...
What I am hot on is the hot D.
Right? I was going to say, we got a little behind. The hurricane slowed us down. We didn't... So we decided to skip the episodes.
Also, the episodes are like all out of whack because they just time skip all over the place.
So we had the first episode because we were actually shocked how good the show ended up being. And it's gotten better. So we're doing like a quick episode 2 to 8 overview as we get the last 2 weeks as things are about to wrap up.
So we did the beginning, now we're kind of middle.
Gigantic middle, and then just a baby end.
See, but like the middle is like 20 years in the show, and the end will be like maybe like 10.
I'll say that. We'll start there. I think, there's time skips in the book, too. So I think they handled the time skips well. They didn't have to do any major recasting until after episode 5. So even though there were time skips.
And they really just recast
the kids.
Rhaenyra and Alicent.
Right, and then after that, the kids have been recasted. But who cares? Because kids grow, and that doesn't really...
That's
movies always recast.
People like saw those kids in that episode. Like old Rhaenyra like has kids now, and is like, people see them, and they're like, oh, I can't wait to get to know these characters. It's like, no, but you don't need to know those characters yet until they're older.
Right.
You don't need them yet.
They're there. They exist.
Just haha.
Just so you know.
Right. Just so you're aware, but don't pay any mind to them until you know.
I was nervous initially because it did feel like they had their foot to the floor, and it was going to be 500. Oh shit, that was the Game of Thrones season 3 we just blew by. Yeah, but it's been incredible. It's been like the first 4 seasons of Game of Thrones again, where
but
it's
like
just
in 8 episodes,
right?
Yeah,
but like there's very little negative. Like, they definitely have figured out.
I care about all the characters now. Going from the first episode, like it'll be funny actually for people to be able to like watch the first episode where we don't know anything about the rest of the series.
Now
and
there's
coming
7
now.
Aegons.
Yeah, it's 8 Gons. Yeah. No, there's more than Aegon. There's Aemond.
Right. Viserys. There's a few of him.
And Jacaerys.
Viserys, Dracarys.
And one's like named Nathan.
It's
yeah. No, the show is great, man.
Matt Smith needs every Emmy award that they can give because he's
Do we want to do
amazing.
spoilers? Because I don't know if you really do spoilers. We're doing like 9 episodes in one. You know
well, we're gonna mention them.
Okay,
there'll be spoilers.
Fair. Yeah,
there'll be spoilers.
The King is my favorite character.
That guy killed it.
The King is
that guy's amazing.
Probably my favorite character.
He was amazing.
And I didn't originally like him in the first episode because he didn't really like have much to do yet. But like,
well, he was also a douche in the first episode.
He's also a dick. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
he's
as
like,
it went on.
Sorry, honey. Oh,
you gotta die.
Can't save the baby or you.
Fart.
So
yeah.
Everybody dies.
Yeah, it's a little rough in the first couple episodes, but it's like, the mom who dies in the first episode.
I felt like 130.
Fucking
years
who?
Yeah.
What? Who cares anymore? You know, so like shit that's happening in like
they took
D&D
stuff and they cleaned it
up.
Like we didn't need 95 people. Like I get
There's
it in
characters that you like, and then it'll be like 6 years gone by, and then that character's not in the show.
Right?
Like Corlys, the fucking dread dude, like a Driftmark or whatever, who's like married to Rhaena or whatever, like the princess who was never queen or whatever. He just dies off screen.
Well, he's not dead yet officially.
Oh, but he's like
dying.
Thought to be dead.
Yeah.
Like a
like,
shipwreck.
He's got the internal fever.
Okay.
I guess.
Yeah, but it's like, man, I really like that guy, and he just kind of fucked off on off screen there, huh?
Well, they're doing what they did in the original stuff. Like if 2 characters have similar plots and the second one's minor, they just smash them together because we don't need them. But they're making the correct choices instead of like D&D that like took gigantic characters that needed to be fleshed out and say, just give that to Arya. You know what I mean? Like they were like smash some characters together and change it dramatically. They're not doing they're like, well, that guy gets like 3 pages in the books and his plot kind of coincides with his. So just we don't need him.
No.
But they're not like, hey, let's give a super like Azar or whatever, like the prophesize. Let's just like kind of smash that in with Jon Snow, but also like we'll kind of hint that there might be someone in Essos over here that could also still be that character, but then we'll just let that die like season 6 and never mention it again.
Never mention it ever again. Yeah.
I haven't felt that. I haven't felt like
no.
they're not. There hasn't like loose ends yet. Which I know it's still.
No,
early.
They're time skipping, but it still doesn't feel like it's rushed.
Together. Yeah,
it's coherent.
It's coherent.
Yeah. Yeah, and they can still change. They can change the fucking actors of the characters.
Yep.
And people are like, "Oh yeah, I buy that."
It's been great.
Yeah, because they don't rate the characters.
The tension's
any different.
perfect. That's what I'm saying. Like the Red Wedding. I know in the book, like that stuff was really close, but we don't need scenes where 800 people die.
No.
Like the wedding episode was great. It was high tension. The deaths were paced out. You didn't know how it was going to go.
Yep.
The funeral where the one where Matt Smith's
if you have one death that's crazy fucking impactful to the scene,
you don't need 65
it's
deaths.
Different than you did your job and cut your budget in half. You know what I mean? Like you don't need to kill 100 people in half. You know? Like,
no, that's what, like people that were complaining early on. We want more characters. I like this because they're attaching you to characters, right? And they're versus another house.
Valerian,
it's Hightower versus Targaryen. We're not getting Stark versus.
I don't think we've seen a Stark.
Just in the first episode or second episode, where they all promise whatever they call it, fealty to the secession or whatever. They all like one at a time. They all came.
Yeah.
But you're like they're getting you to fall in love with these characters, and then they're picking them off. This is what I'm saying. It's like the first 4 seasons of Game of Thrones. They're not like, well, we got to move.
You just got to murder everybody.
That's how like.
Yeah. And make characters act out of character for
that's
like
the
5
problem.
seasons. Yeah.
Game of Thrones 6 through 8 seasons, they rushed it, and it felt rushed.
Yeah.
This one season has taken more time times 100 than that ever did, and it feels nice and slow, which makes no sense.
Yeah.
That's how bad they whiffed on those last 3 seasons, especially the last one.
Yep.
Let's just blow through. They only blew through like a year in that last season, and it felt like it was
not even. Yeah. It's like a couple months, and most of that's traveling off screen. So yeah. Right.
I can't believe how good this is and how bad the ending of the show was.
Yeah.
That's what I think about now because I didn't think this was going to be good. Like after not this good.
Go to the first episode.
No, we were all worried.
Go
we
to
did
the first
trailer
episode.
review
like,
and we were
this looks
scoffing.
like hot dog shit.
We were scoffing.
Yeah.
Like, why are they even trying? And now we're like, they're gonna.
I feel like
the show.
Like I've been reborn.
They're like retconning it. They already are.
Yeah.
They're doing they're changing the prophecy so that they can like. I told you. Then they're gonna have the Jon Snow and they're gonna fix it all.
They take Game of Thrones and when you awake from the water, you will arise anew.
I'm telling you, they're gonna make the 3-eyed raven the bad guy. I'm telling you.
Of House of the Dragon. Oh, of Jon show.
They're gonna end up turning the entire, and then that makes the middle not unwatchable anymore.
Yeah.
It still be crappy, but now you're like, okay, well, it's going somewhere.
That's like if the prequels were better than the original trilogy. Wait a minute. Fucking wait a minute. Right. Wait a minute, guys. You still have to do all that shit.
But they did that by making Mandalorian that good. They made the sequel trilogy garbage.
Yeah.
And you're like, even worse. Even worse. That's what this is doing to Game of Thrones. They're like, they're nailing it so hard that you're like,
how did you fail?
House of the
Dragon is the Mandalorian to Force Awakens.
It is. That's the best. Because you go, how did you fail this hard? How? These guys were the scrap guys. And I don't mean that insultingly.
Do we know who the writers of She-Hulk are going on? Are they making a new Star Wars movie, and is that why they biffed the fucking finale?
So bad.
Yeah. No, this show, man, I don't know how they're going to end the season, though, because they're not really, like, building
I'm going to be honest with you.
Anything specific.
Little spoilers. See, at the end of this last episode, the king dies.
Okay.
He finally dies.
Yeah. Well, okay.
This could have ended.
It's not really like a spoiler because he's dying the whole series.
He's got like this weird cross of leprosy and grayscale.
He's just got all kinds of shit wrong
with
him.
The writer said the very first episode, and like in the opening of the first episode where you see him slice his finger and go like this, and like that's it. It was like that. Like in real life, it's that quick you get an infection on something dirty.
Wow.
And that's why they throw that scene in there. He like real quick cuts himself and kind of goes like whatever, and kind of wipes it off. That's where it all came from.
Also,
that's pretty cool to watch it.
Like they always like stick themselves.
Yeah, they're always like,
don't sit in the chair.
They do say that in Game of Thrones, like it's the most uncomfortable throne anyway. Yeah. Like it's just use it.
It's made of swords.
Melt it down and add another.
Yeah.
No, I'm gonna add cushions this time.
I'm gonna sit on the fucking beanbag next to that and be Jay chillin'. Okay. Fuck me. Oh my god, the iron beanbag, the bean throne. Yeah.
Just the tension is so high. Like he was saying, we're not trying to give spoil. If you haven't watched it or you were like
That's
a
not
Game
even
of Thrones
spoiler,
person,
he's fucking dying
well, no,
the whole series.
but
So yeah,
if
he eventually
if
dies.
you were on the fence and you didn't know whether it's worth it, and the characters are great. And
characters are great, and you only got to care about like 4 or 5 of them until like the kids come in, you know, and it's like
now they're building that up perfectly. They
And the
spent the
kids
whole
rule.
8th episode burying the hatchet just to have one of the kids be a complete dick and blow it all up again.
What a strong family you have. So strong. Yeah. I hate you.
Hint, hint. Yeah.
I hate you. Yeah.
You saw both Rhaenyra and Allison go like slow mo, like no.
Well, because they just like did the like, I love you
They
and
hugged.
we're best friends. Yeah.
You
Let's
can be
do that
queen. You
again.
should be queen.
And-
Hugs.
yeah, because he's about to die and you're about to become queen, so maybe I should be like, hey, sis, you know.
The scene where the Driftwood Magoo calls Rhaenyra a whore, and before he can even turn around, Matt Smith slices his head in half. He can keep his tongue.
He can keep his. Oh my god!
It was like,
Oh my god!
he like drops his sword. They're like, grab him. He's like, it's all good.
Yeah, and he like cleans his sword.
And then he puts it back in and walks away.
Yeah.
It was so
Were
good.
you gonna fucking arrest me? Yeah. Shut the fuck up.
Him
That
helping
dude just
the
committed
king.
treason.
Him
Yeah.
helping the king up the stairs.
dude.
This show has the best. This has like WWE wrestling intros. It's always like, oh my god, is that the King Viserys music? My god, because they're about to screw Rhaenyra and everything over, and the doors fly open, and it's the King's Guard.
I will
and here
sit
comes
in my
Rhaenyra.
chair today. Yeah. Oh my fucking god. Yeah. Holy shit.
It's like, pardon me, I must apologize for my confusion. Why are we having a meeting over something I already decided?
Yeah. Oh my
Everyone's
God.
like,
oh my fucking god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god.
shit. This guy can barely walk, and he's gonna kill everybody in the room. It felt
It's
like
fucking,
it's so
you
good.
could put your finger through his eye and come out the cheek and like kind of hook him.
And he
you
still
know?
he pulls that sword out, and he's like, I'm
I'll
gonna
fucking
die.
kill you.
So good. It's all it's like this is like Game of Thrones best of hits. Like all the hits you're looking for are
Like,
there with none of the garbage.
These can't be
No filler
consecutive episodes. Yeah, it has to be pulled from like a 10-season series. Yeah, but
And all these episodes are like
Yeah.
58 minutes. They don't pussyfoot around like how some of them in Game of Thrones like 40 something.
There's
They're
some-
almost all
There's
an
some
hour.
episodes where it'll be like, I think the last one was like an hour
Hour
and a half.
10 or
yeah,
hour
or some
20.
shit. Yeah,
That's why I don't
Yeah.
think the time jumps hurt, because you're getting like a full-length movie.
Yeah.
And then the next one's the sequel.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
yeah.
That was the last movie, bro.
Yeah.
That was House of the Dragon 3.
For some of the episodes, there's like, they do it so well to the point where I'm like, I'll pause and like check the runtime. I'm like, what am I like, 10 minutes away from the? It's been 20 minutes.
Like, how much do they cram
What
it? But
the
in a
fuck?
good way.
But in like a really
yeah, like
good way.
how much
like,
are you putting in?
You'll be on Discord and I'll be trying to jump in, but I'm like, oh, I'll just finish this episode. And I'll be like, what, I got like 5 minutes. I'll be in Discord.
40
It's like
more minutes.
40 minutes. Yeah. What? What the fuck? I'm like halfway through a series, like a
and there's
fucking
no
plot.
wheel spinning.
No.
Not one bit yet.
No, it's not a bad
Literally.
thing either.
There
I'm
hasn't
like,
been one
Yeah.
minute of wheel
No.
spinning in this entire show.
the hunting episode. But that's
That wasn't
not
wheel spinning,
spinning.
though.
That's
That was
just
to
like,
set. That was
Yeah.
all about how the tension was
it's
with
just
the
like
rest
a
of the
side.
kingdom. Mhm.
Yeah. No, I can't say I'm stoked every week for an episode to drop.
Yeah, and we only got
You
two
know,
more.
And like She-Hulk was week to week, but I wasn't like, can't wait for
The worst
She-Hulk,
part was
you
they've been
know,
out at the
like,
same time. They both have
they
until
both came out at
She-Hulk.
literally the same time.
You know, episode.
Yeah.
So like it was 8 weeks of back to back,
She-Hulk and Game
really
of Thrones.
good TV.
Yeah.
And then She-Hulk went for the finale.
You have your comedy sitcom in the middle of the week. You have Andor on Wednesdays the day before.
Which all
you
that
know,
stuff's coming.
Which everybody
because
loves
we've
Andor.
got
We're just gonna do that all
Andor's-
at once.
I think we.
or come in halfway.
Yeah,
yeah. Yeah, you had your sitcom on Thursdays. You know, at the end of the week, you got your big spectacle drama.
Yeah.
You know, like, fuck yeah, man. What a good time for TV.
Game of Thrones House of Dragon is every bit like I hope they continue.
And the theme song, bro. I'm glad they put the theme song in now because it's like
It's that hype.
washed away the other one.
It's that hype.
washed
You're
it
like,
away.
oh man,
Yeah.
it's Sunday night. Oh, there it is. Yep. Because somebody recut the intro with the Targaryen theme, and it's really good. Like the whole orchestral, like there's the music. It's really good. But I'm telling you, it still
It doesn't matter.
It
doesn't matter.
You want that
to be the greatest song of all time. They could start Game of Thrones with Sunny Side Up Summer from Bob's
doesn't
Burgers.
matter.
I don't care.
You
I don't care if
need
it's
that.
the best song ever. Yeah.
And I told you, I think every show in that universe from this point forward
I'd
will
buy
be
it.
that song with a different beginning as to
buy it.
why the beginning is that way.
I'd buy it. Well, just some like
There are slight changes in the song.
Very slight.
Yeah.
And it'll be like a guy puts a finger on another thing of his violin when he plays. Yeah. And in the original one, it's just
yeah. The intros too. They're changing it too. They've changed it. If you guys pay attention, watch the intro because
I don't watch it.
They're showing you the bloodline every
Listen.
time before the episode comes on. Like all the kids that are being had, like
No
the blood
way.
splits.
Really?
And like different pillars are being
that's
built
fucking
because they're
cool.
building up the
Fuck,
war
I gotta
that's
watch
coming.
The intro.
It's great. It's
Yeah.
really good. And yeah, like I said, we didn't want to get too many spoilers. Just go watch the show.
I mean, and
Watch
there's
the
no
show.
characters that show up from the original Game of Thrones.
No.
Not yet. Namesakes, yeah, but like no,
Because
no
we're
one.
too far. I think we're
Yeah.
like
500 years.
200 years, but like 5 parents worth of
Generations.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we're
Set,
only on
so
like
it's-
generation 3 or whatever. So
yeah,
like,
because since it's
the kids that Rhaenyra have to have kids that
Right.
have kids that
it
have
started
kids
200
that
years
have kids.
before,
Yeah.
and we've had about I think 12 years or 16 years.
I think it's been 20.
Is it up to 20?
I think it's almost 20.
Oh,
And
it's
they don't
18.
tell you, by
it's
the way.
18. It's 2, 10, and 6.
6. Okay.
So it's
Okay,
18
so
years.
almost 20.
So we're at now we're still 182 years away from Daenerys being born.
That's what I'm saying. Like, her kids will have to have kids that have kids
Right.
that have kids that have kids before
Right.
Daenerys is born. Yeah, right. So we're good. Well, Daenerys isn't going to be born in this series.
No, and this
Absolutely not.
series will probably go 4
And even Game of
seasons.
Thrones is 20 years after that.
Right.
You know what
That's
I
I'm
mean?
saying,
So
you could do a whole series at the end of this and before
Daenerys
while she's
is
a
born.
little kid.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
or like, an infant. You could have
Yeah.
a 20-year run before you see her come up. With, yeah.
Fine. Yeah.
Well, shut up. It's a good show. Go watch it.
I will say one final thing. I like all the lore they're building for the Targaryen stuff. Like the dragons, some eggs don't hatch, some kids don't get
Yeah.
eggs, You can just take anyone's dragon,
when
I
he
guess.
broke into the cave and he like cuts the sack open and he finds the egg
Yeah.
and he comes out. And
Oh,
he's like,
shit.
it's-
Yeah. Take this to the incubation. Yeah.
Incubate. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Check out. Look at the first episode. See how much we were not hyped on the show, and now it's changed.
You were fine with the
I was-
first episode. I was very.
But even
very
before that, like the
lukewarm.
trailer, I
Yeah.
was like, how is this going to be good? I don't bring me back. I don't want it. I don't want it.
I don't want it. Yeah.
Check
Yeah.
out. We got the She-Hulk finale review up. Again, spoilers. It's not good. It's don't waste your time. It's Game of Thrones season 8. Like, don't bother starting it because you're going to be disappointed.
You could watch like the wedding episode on its own. There's some totally
That's why
episodes
it's
you can watch on their
disappointing.
own.
I say this like
Yep.
Game of Thrones. You watch all that, it's so good, and then they just on the end,
Yeah.
and they at least we didn't have 8
What?
years of it,
Yeah.
and then that's how they ended She-Hulk.
Yep.
Ugh.
Yeah.
All right,
so
like,
we'll be
subscribe.
doing Andor, Hocus Pocus 2.
Oh, we got all our Halloween stuff coming up. We're about to
Yeah.
go Halloween ham.
CTS presents the Halloweek Spectacular.
Nice. I think that's it.
Yeah. Yeah.
They literally used the same animation as Mark Ruffalo for the rest of the body. The only thing they changed was the faces.
head.
I'm like, how did they make this guy better than She-Hulk in one episode? I was so mad. My biggest problem was I really enjoyed the 8 episodes leading into the finale.
Yes.
It was well
Last
structured. It was
episode,
well written.
The episode before
Matt
the
Murdock
finale
was amazing.
was the best
Charlie
episode of the
Cox.
series. The best episode of the series. And it needed another 2 episodes before this one to make me even give a shit.
No,
Last
see-
episode ends, it's like the gala. She gets mad, and this episode starts, and she's in prison.
Right, because she's an out of control Hulk. Even though she put the guy down and took a deep breath.
And
The
now she's in
episode
prison?
ends with her breathing.
Did they trank her?
Yeah,
What? What?
because it didn't matter.
No.
Because every plot, everything they built up,
Yeah.
didn't matter.
Nothing mattered. Which was like kind of the point of the series, but then at that point, don't even fucking bother. Don't waste episodes then about like a guy she dates from this wedding is ghosting her, so now she has to go see what Abomination's
say,
doing.